Hello, team builders. It is Tuesday, May 7th, and today we are continuing on with our series on the 6 elements of a successful show. So what we did last week was the meet and greet and the show opening. Okay, so those two parts of the show were part of last week's recording where people come in and we are introducing ourselves and getting to know them a little bit. And of course, the show opening where we wow them, we're coming like a horse out of the gate, making them excited to be there, letting them know what is happening in this show, what they can expect, how long they can expect it to take, what are the services we offer. And then we are ready to go to wow them with the actual show presentation. So that's what we're moving on with tonight. So the actual show presentation itself, we need it in this day and age to be short, simple, enthusiastic, and solid. Those are the qualities that we need our show to have. People don't want to be listening to the Park Lane lecture series. We want them to have, we want them to learn something, we want them to have fun, but we need to do it in a reasonable amount of time. So we're not just shooting facts about the jewelry, because facts are things that people can see, right? And the thing to remember about the show presentation is that facts tell, but stories sell. Okay? Facts tell, stories sell. So what we need to be sharing with people are testimonials and stories. That's why we have things, that's why the company tells us things like the Lala earrings are designed by our CEO's daughter, Taylor. She wore them to her wedding, and her little niece, Emma, calls her Lala. So that's why these earrings are called the Lala earrings. And everyone's like, oh, that's sweet. So there's like a story behind them. You may have a story yourself about a particular piece of jewelry, or you may have a customer that has a story about a piece. These are the types of things that we need to have as part of the show. And then, of course, we need to be benefit selling. And benefit selling is where we share the value of a particular piece of jewelry to the guests. So that's things like, and I'm so glad on our team page, Joy Perry brought back to life the Imagine necklace. So this is an example of something with great value, because if you've never seen the Imagine necklace, let me put my ring light on. I actually should have worn a better show top instead of our team shirt tonight. But the Imagine necklace, if you've never seen it, as you can see, it is hematite, black, blue crystals. You have the magnets, and there's a top and a bottom. Now, if you are not familiar with this necklace, this is one of our convertible necklaces. So this is when we're saying something to the effect of, our Imagine necklace is certainly a versatile piece in terms of what you can wear it with, because you can wear this on top of a print, and it's not going to fight your print because it's pretty much shades of black laying on top of the print, which is just enhancing it. However, it's also versatile because of the number of ways you can wear it. Because once you have this on, you can wear it the long way, but you can also simply remove the entire bottom, because these are magnets. And then you can wear this part as a short necklace, or you can wear just this part as a short necklace like this. You can wear it to the side. You can twist it. They are all now going, oh, when you just pull the bottom half off, they are amazed. They have absolutely no idea that this is a magnet. You're also going to throw in, and for those of you that have trouble with necklace closures, whether your nails or your fingers, then this is a great piece. You simply pull, and the magnet is strong. I mean, look at this. It's not even that close before it connects back on. And there's even a bracelet that is just these beads that you can use to make it a medium necklace on the top or the bottom, and add even to all of the versatility. So this is just a spectacular piece to add to your collection. They are writing it down. You're mentioning that this is a piece that a host can take for $22, that you can take as a bonus item for $25, as a half price item, whatever it is. That's showing them value. You definitely want to mention, this is a piece of jewelry you take on vacation, because you don't want to have, 20,000 pieces of jewelry with you on vacation. So when you bring a piece like this, especially if you're bringing the bracelet also, you can create a number of different looks, all from one necklace and one bracelet. So that's definitely a must-have for your jewelry wardrobe. That's benefit selling. Benefit selling is when you are showing bracelets. Okay, my very normal bracelet riff is that I wear an open and closed bangle like a jewel, a normal bangle like a Dominique, and an open top bangle and or a stretchy bracelet like a Lovey or a Lifestyle, okay? So that when we get to talk about bracelets, you then can problem solve for them in a number of ways. So you can start out with saying, now, mixed metals, right, ladies? Mixed metal is a look that we're so happy is actually a thing right now, right? Because depending on your age, the 80s, it was all gold all the time, right? And then 1990 came and it was like, we slammed the brakes on the gold, and it was white gold, platinum, silver for like 20 solid years. And then all of a sudden, here came Michael Kors inventing rose gold, right? But those of us over 40 are like, yeah, we remember that. It was part of Tricolor Gold, which we called, which we bought at Tri-County Flea Market. But that was a look that was popular, and now rose gold is its own thing. Then we added in hematite, the black jewelry, as a thing. So if we don't mix our metals, how are we to enjoy the jewelry that we built up all these years? So if you want assistance in doing that, it's great to pick up something that will allow you to help yourself do mixed metal. And the Dominique bracelets is probably one of the greatest examples of value in terms of both the style and the number of pieces that you're receiving. So the Dominique bracelets, you get a set of 5. You get 2 rose gold, a gold, a silver, and a hematite. And that way, if you're doing homemade, what I call homemade mixed metal, whatever you're already wearing, you just throw a bracelet on from here. So if I was doing gold and silver, I could just pull out one more gold from here and my mixed metal is ready to go. If I wasn't even sure what I slept in and I was in a rush, I could shove on all these bracelets and run out the door and my mixed metal is complete. So you just, can wear them together or separate. So I'm going to pass these around so that you can look at them, and I pass them. And then say, now, some of you I know just watched that and said, very nice, Michelle, and all, but I can't wear bangles, right? And I know that does apply to some of you, right? Because some of you have trouble getting bangles on, right? Maybe your hand is a little further across, you have some arthritis in your knuckles or whatever, it's hard to get the bangle on. Others of you have the teeny tiny hands that you can't keep the bangles on, right? You point and it's like, there goes the bracelet. Well, that is why you're going to want to add one of these types of bangles to your collection. One would be a bangle that opens and closes. So this is the jewel bracelet. And if you are a jewelry designer follower, then you'll see that this is pretty recognized. This is about a $30,000 bracelet from Cartier. So if you have the real one, but then your child is asking for one, yeah, she gets a Park Lane one. And if you just want to look like you spent $30,000 on one, then this one is for you. But the main point of this bracelet being that this is the hinge, and then this opens and closes. So when it opens, you're bypassing the hand issue that you might have getting on a traditional bangle. But once you close it, look at the difference in the circumference. The jewel is smaller. So if you have smaller hands, smaller wrists, this is going to be a bracelet that stays on you. Also notice the difference in shape. If you type a lot at work, look how much less banging on the desk you're going to have with a more oval style bracelet. So a bracelet that opens and closes is a great solution if you typically have issues getting on a bangle. I'll pass this one around. But maybe you want a bangle that you don't have to do anything, meaning you just want to shove it on. That's where an open top bangle is extremely helpful. So this is the lifestyle bracelet, also a designer inspired type. And to put this on, you just shove it on, done. When you stack these with each other, these come in 3 metals also. They're also very quiet. When the one is hitting another, it's not making noise. So if the Dominiques are a little jingle jangly for you, then the lifestyle is a great choice. And there are other styles of open top bangle like the Talon, but if you want perfect fit, then you want to consider one of these bracelets with the pull tabs. So these bracelets, like the Kai and the Clarity, allow you to pull the tab to fit perfectly. And then the Vibes actually is the mishmash of everything I just shared with you. Number 1, it's mixed metal. Number 2, it gives you the look of a bangle. But number 3, it gives you the perfect fit of a pull tab. So this gives you that bangle look on top with the perfection fit on the bottom, all in one fabulous bracelet. And this as a half price item is only $22. So this is definitely a must for your bracelet collection. So that's kind of, I'm stepping out of the show now. That is my typical bracelet riff. And I do a lot of benefit selling right in that one section. Now, typically, when I finish that little section, I do say, okay, now I know you're working on a wish list, and I'm going to be working that sale magic for you at the when I sit and do your order. So was there any bracelet there that you're like, shoot, I missed the name of that one, that you want me to just review the name? Now, at this point, as I'm saying that, I partially say that then because bracelets are still making their way around the room. And sometimes they're still kind of chit-chatting with each other about them a little bit. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, that looks nice on you. Is that big? Susan, how big is that bracelet? Should I get that one? So I like to give it a minute. So while that's happening, you know, yeah, that one's called Vibes. Yeah, Vibes. Yep, that one's called Vibes. The one with the pull tab? Yeah, the one with the half? Yeah, that's Vibes. Then when people say, oh, how do you learn the names of everything? I'll say, remember how many times I said that's called Vibes? That's how. And they laugh. So, okay. The stories and the stories and the testimonials and stuff too are even just funny, short little fun facts, such as a long necklace gives you the look of being a little taller and a little slimmer. Now, if you have a really tall girl in the room, a fun thing to do is to put a long necklace on her and stand her next to you and say, now see how beautiful and tall Mary Beth is? If I take this off of her, she's actually only 5'2". And here I put this long necklace on her and now she looks supermodel tall. And they all pee in their pants laughing. So, because of course that didn't make her 6 foot tall. But there's always like some really tall, pretty girl in the room that you can usually do that. So you can do that with a number of different, You want to talk about how a statement necklace, studies show that statement necklaces are the #1 conversation starter in any environment. So if you go to a cocktail party, if you go to a networking event, anything like that, chances are you've been given a compliment on your necklace, which was really a way to open a conversation with you. Or you've probably given a compliment on a necklace and not even realized that that's why statistically this is true. Because it's just an easy, pleasant opener. So if you're out there trying to meet people, or you're at your husband's work party and you don't know anybody, you might as well wear that statement necklace and you're going to have a nice opening to chit chat with people, and you're going to definitely get a lot of compliments. And don't you feel like you're a nicer person when you're walking around society getting compliments? Because then you feel like you need to give a compliment back, right? So what a nice chain of events you're creating when you go out in the world looking nice enough to generate a compliment. Someone's going to pay you a compliment, you're going to probably pay someone else a compliment, and then that person is going to go out and pay someone a compliment. All because you left the house feeling cute. Putting a necklace on is the difference. Do you ever, go to a doctor's office and you're sitting there, you look like death, you're just waiting to be called, you threw on yoga pants and the tank top, but then you put a sweatshirt on, right? So you have a sweatshirt on with yoga pants and a tank top, and you are praying that you don't see anybody from high school, that you don't run into anybody from the mom's group, because you're looking like death warmed over. And then this other lady walks into the doctor's office and you're like, wow, look at her. She looks good. You know what I'm here to do tonight, ladies? I'm here to help you be that woman. And all it takes to be that woman is to choose a necklace and a denim jacket instead of that sweatshirt. That is all it takes. You can still wear the tank top. You can still be comfortable in those yoga pants. But if it's a statement necklace, if it's a smaller necklace, if it's a long necklace, doesn't matter. But it's going to get you compliments all day long. You're going to have your head up and you're going to be walking around smiling at people and having a great day and helping others have a great day. Okay? Stories like that. That's things that people remember. I know those of people on my team are sick of this joke. I did tell it on stage once at convention where I'm like, you think you can't wear this blondie necklace to the grocery store, but guess what? When you wear it with a jacket, something that cuts the sides down, that's a tip I learned from Belinda a long time ago, that if you want to wear Belinda Barrett I'm referring to, a big statement necklace, if you wear, a little army jacket, a little denim jacket, even a cardigan or a button down even that cuts the sides down, it gives it a more everyday look. And then when you're in Stop and Shop, you can be walking, or whatever your grocery store is, Stop and Shop's a grocery store, you're going to be walking around and you'll be like, I'm getting eggs. And I'm telling you, my guests come back time and time again. They're like, Michelle, I was getting eggs. I wore it. They really remember that. And it's just a funny thing. They do get a big kick out of that line. But when you are telling them about how you want to help them be that woman, I always get, even if it's rowdy in that moment, they do always kind of like get thoughtful at that time. So these are the types of storytelling things that will help you sell the jewelry, that creates the desire for the jewelry, that makes a long wish list. And a long wish list can only result in one, if not both, of the following: a nice order, a booking, or both, because there's no way that they're leaving there without doing one or the other, if not both. Now that the warmer weather is coming, you can generally do a better job getting people on board with the bigger statement necklaces, because sometimes people feel it's too hot to wear a big necklace. When it's really hot, they don't want to wear a blondie necklace. They feel sweaty under it. They're afraid it's going to discolor, and frankly, it might. in real hot, sweaty weather. So let's get the jewelry off their necks, off their sweaty necks, and get it onto their ears. And talk about how, hey, if you know that wearing a necklace is going to be too hot for you and you just want to, but you still want to have that fun or glam look, then I want you to pick one pair of statement earrings today so that you can get in on this amazing trend. And if you feel you want to truly go for it, I'm stepping out of the box, I'm getting it for half price, I'm getting it for $25 anyway, then you're going to try on the Marleys and you're going to try on Elvis and pick one of these two, because you're not going to believe how hot you look when you try these on. Right now you're like, no, Michelle, I can't do those. You can. You're going to try them on. I don't care if you take them in the bathroom and go take a look. You're going to love yourself in these earrings. If these are a little too much, then we're going to get you either even a pair. Ooh. My chair got a little runaway there. Even the tiki earrings. This is the time of year to bust out some white earrings. That way, if you're wearing denim, they look beautiful. If you're wearing a color, if you're wearing black, you bring a little pop. But the tiki earrings are these gorgeous summery seed beads and not nearly as aggressive. If these are definitely not happening tonight, try at least these. That way, it doesn't matter if you're wearing a necklace because your earrings are so fabulous. So what you may or may not have noticed is that while I was talking, I did not say these are beautiful over and over again, or that these were my favorite, or that these are the best, or these are so pretty, because we can't use repetitive language. It starts to sound disingenuous. There's no way that every piece can be your favorite. But that's the type of things that we default to when we're nervous. So what I want to show you is an awesome website. And all I ever do when I want to pull this up is exactly what I'm doing right now, since clearly I did not prepare the site in advance. Words to use to describe jewelry. And what comes up is the website Words to Use. Okay? And this is why I asked you to make a list of the 10 pieces of jewelry that you pretty much always show. Because what you're going to do is take a look at this list and put at least 2 words next to each of your 10 pieces. And then commit to sentences that use them. So you can talk about your, the flash necklace. I always say about how the flash necklace is sexy, because it is. That drapes on the girl so beautifully. If you're wearing a plunging V-neck, that is just a really sexy hot look that you are gonna love yourself when you go out in. Okay, but then you might want to talk about how the Imagine necklace has a sophisticated look to it, because it does. That's a sophisticated looking necklace. When you want to talk about the Marley earrings or the Elvis earrings, these are fashion forward earrings. Say that, that's okay. See how expensive looking the sparkling earrings are. The sparkling earrings are a perfect example of a piece of Park Lane that absolutely looks real. Now this is a long list, look at this. I just scrolled down 4 times and it's still words here. Okay, don't say anything's water resistant or waterproof. Cross those out. All the rest you can use. You know, detailed, hammered. The Dominique bracelets are hammered. So these words are so helpful. Now, this is just the adjectives. Now, if you want more help, click phrases. How fantastic is this? Light up your look with this blah, blah, blah necklace. The cha-cha earrings swing naturally with your head. Even basic ones like this that always look as good that you do, that you can use to dress up or dress down. That describes a lot of our jewelry. Designed to accent the neckline, enhance the eye's beauty. That's the words that describe statement necklaces. Rings beautify the hands. Fabulous fashion and sleek style. There are just so many wonderful phrases here that you can really take some time. This is the type of time that when you have some downtime, or when you are going to create some downtime for yourself, and you say, you know what, I'm not going to watch a rerun of Friends tonight. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to work my list, and I'm going to work some new phrases and language into my show. Because this makes you sound professional, and sounding professional and really using nice descriptive language are the types of things that make you more credible and that make people want to invite you into their home and expose you to their friends. And again, I'm going to emphasize, this is not something that I have not done myself. I did this in my other business, and then when I came here, since it wasn't anything like jewelry, I had to start all over again. And I did. I made a list of pieces I typically show, and then and I periodically look over my list, and when I bring a new piece in, I do introduce some new words. Or when I switch out, you know, the starling, let's say I want to give starling a break because now we have this, and they're pretty similar. So if I want to give starling a break and bring in the new dreamer necklace, chances are a lot of what I would have said about starling also applies to this. So I could really talk about natural stones, long, beady, but this one is more sparkly beads, whereas the other one was more matte finish beads. This one also has a tassel, the other one doesn't. But there's kind of like a basic pattern that you'll use, and then you just kind of substitute in and out. Is this helpful so far?
Very.
Awesome. So what we're really trying to remember to do is to describe what they can see. Okay, so you don't want to hold this up and say, this is the Skylar necklace. It's a long necklace that's blue. Okay, so far we've said 3 things that they can see with their eyes. Okay, they can see that it's blue. When sometimes you have to specify the color, because when you hold up the Imagine necklace, sometimes they do say, is that black or is that blue? The same thing happens with the Wonderland. They're like, is that black? Is that blue? So sometimes we do have to help them a little with the color, but for the most part, you know, don't hold up a rose gold necklace and say that it's rose gold. They can see that. So we want to share how to wear it, what it looks nice with, when you would wear it, things like that. Tell a story about a time you wore it. That's the type of things that sell. What we're trying to do here is paint a picture. All right. So use, common examples of what women do, right? What is a standard uniform where you live? If it's jeans and a white t-shirt, then you want to talk about how you can wear this on jeans and a white t-shirt, and this tassel at the bottom is going to pop, and you'll have brought a nice little pop of color into your everyday jeans and white t-shirt, and you're going to get compliments all day everywhere you go. Because if you think your guests are looking at this in the tray, like, you will sell 0 of these in a tray. This is one that you have to put on a person. I feel like that's true for the Sunny too. When I don't put the Sunny on someone, I sell 0. When I put it on someone, I sell 3. The same with the Imagine necklace, actually. So keep those things in mind, because some pieces sell laying down and some pieces have to be worn. So there's all types of, things you want to hit. And, again, phrases like, this is one of our most popular taken host pieces. So when you're talking about Or this is one of our most popularly taken bonus items. So ladies, I really want you to maximize your bonus item. And the way that you do that is to take the lowest regular price items that you can while taking the highest in bonus items. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to treat yourself to an Impressions bracelet. We have them in so many colors. These are full carat crystals, each and every one of them. So the true retail value of these, if you were to take this to a jeweler, you would find it to be much closer to $1,000. But because Park Lane is family owned and debt free, we can actually do these for $182 each normally, but you're going to take this for $25 as a treat to yourself when you're spending $90 in jewelry and taking this as a bonus item. It's really just a matter of which color is going to suit you best for the other pieces of, the other pieces of jewelry that you have or the way that you dress. My personal favorite is the taupe. It has gold sides, and if you wear a lot of camo and a lot of like that army green color, man, this is just an absolutely perfect enhancement to any of those outfits. All right, that is sharing value, letting them know that they're going to really maximize their order. Whatever your most popular thank you award is, tell them that. Whatever you have, I find that my jewel bracelet is probably my #1 half price item, at least in the bracelet category. So I tell them that this right here is the #1 half price item, because you're all getting access to a bracelet that looks like it came from Cartier for $36. You can get it in any or all 3 colors, and you're going to be so happy with this bracelet. It makes a great gift. It fits everyone, blah, blah, blah. Now, in the show body also, what we want to be doing is sprinkling in all the types of shows that you do without just laundry listing them at the end. I could do a show in your office. I can do a show at your home. I can do a show in a bar. I can do a show in a restaurant. That's like not nearly as fun as while you're chit-chatting and while you're showing the jewelry, saying, I actually did a show in the teacher's lounge after school a couple of weeks ago. One of the principal asked me to come in to do a little fundraiser for the teachers after school. And this bracelet was super popular. The Clayton bracelet was super popular with the teachers because they said nothing was dangling and nothing would get caught, and it was really smooth and just a really great piece for a teacher to wear on an everyday basis. Now, yes, I was selling the bracelet, but if they don't like the bracelet, they didn't even hear the description on the bracelet. What they heard was, oh, she did a show in the teacher's lounge. I'm a teacher. I bet you my coworkers would like that. So that's why it was really the purpose of that. So you can say, oh, I met a bunch of girls actually in the city for a happy hour recently, and I met them at the bar they normally go to, and 3 of them ordered this bracelet set. They couldn't believe that you actually get, how many bracelets is this? That you actually get 5 different bracelets in one set, because they were saying that sometimes they'll wear them together, sometimes they'll wear them separate. And a lot of them had mentioned that in the past they bought a rose gold necklace, but they forgot to get bracelets. So they were really happy to pick these up as one of their bonus items or as a half price item. Again, I was doing a show at this happy hour. So I was at this bar in the city. Oh, she goes to a bar and I could meet her at happy hour? I could do that kind of a show. I was doing a fundraiser for a baseball team recently, and the moms loved the whatever piece. Do these all have to be 100% accurate? Of course not. Okay? Doesn't matter. You're just trying to communicate all of the different ways. Oh my gosh, I was doing one of my daytime luncheons, the drop-in shops, the kind of show where the kids get on the bus and then I do like a daytime show. And every mom at this party with little ones bought the mantra bracelet. They said that they have trouble getting things that are beady and stuff because the kids will rip it off their neck. But that this bracelet is so sturdy and quiet, it doesn't wake the kids up at nap time, and they don't have to worry about their child ripping it off and breaking it. So yeah, those luncheons are such a hit. You're never going to book a daytime show unless you talk about daytime shows. Most people book what they're at. So if you want them to book something other than what they're at, if you're at a Friday night and your Friday nights are pretty much booked and you're trying to book Sunday brunches, then you need to tell a story about a Sunday brunch. If you are at a Sunday brunch and you're trying to get weekday parties, you need to talk about some things like that. But always talk about other time slots than what they are currently attending. So talk about all those scenarios, throw out all those ideas, and this is what all gets blended in. So that then when you're saying things like, are you having fun tonight? And they say, yeah, oh, good. Well, your friends are going to enjoy just, the same type of thing, so that you're able to segue right into them booking a show. So that is pretty much what I had for you tonight as far as the actual show itself, part 3 of the 6 elements of a successful show. So I would now open it up to questions or comments of either anything that you heard today, anything you'd like to add, or would like clarification on.
This was a good call. I really, really like that website. I can't wait to go back and take advantage of some of those statements, because I've heard you say them before. I've heard you say a lot of those things, but I can never remember them. So writing them down with the pieces that I keep in my kit, and then practicing, like you said, not watching TV, but on my downtime, studying that's very helpful. I really, really, really appreciate that a lot.
Good. Yeah, sometimes you just have to find the right resource. We don't have to be Charles Dickens to put together a good party. We need to use a resource, pick the phrases we want to use, practice them out loud, even video yourself saying it and play it back to yourself in the car, listen to yourself say it again. And then you'll find that it's easier and easier for it to come back out. The longer you're in the business, it's harder to make the changes. So the newer you are, the easier this is for you, because you don't have that much muscle memory yet in terms of doing a show. So it's harder for older dogs like myself to make the changes. Whenever somebody who I admire does their show and I'm like, I'm totally saying that, I don't say it unless I write it down, unless I practice it, and then I'll remember to say it. Because if I just think I'll remember to say it, nope, I will get to that part of my show and I will on autopilot say what I always say. So muscle memory is good for that, because I can always still do my party despite the distractions. However, when I want to make a change, it's harder to overcome. So that's what the practice is for. Good point, Phyllis.
Well, this was great for me also. This is Belinda. Because I need the words. You know that already, Michelle. And I'm always asking you, where do you get all those words from? And I'm just really excited that you mentioned it tonight. Good. Because I am definitely, I made my list, as you said. Does everybody have the 10 names? And I actually wrote them down right now, just a second ago. And it's
awesome.
Great, because now I can talk about them and find the words for the necklaces. So it was a big, huge aha moment for me.
Awesome. That's so exciting. And you can always too, like, once you, because, of course you'll make a chicken scratch version first, and you're going to find something you like better, something that smooths, that goes out of the tongue better. Then you can put each one of the 10 on an index card, because there is absolutely nothing wrong with referring to some index cards during your show. Because you know what? That makes you look a lot more human. It makes the job look like, oh, she gets to look at some notes during her show. I can do that. I remember being really struck by that when I went to a Tastefully Simple party 100,000 years ago. The girl's entire show was on index cards on a ring. And I remember saying to myself, man, that looks easy. I was already selling something else at the time, but I probably would have considered selling that if I had been somebody in the market for a business. Man, just stand there and mix up a dip and hand it around and read off a card. That looks pretty easy. I wonder how much she makes. So there's nothing wrong with keeping some support index cards near or in your trays.
And this is why I love you being a teacher, because that's where the index cards come from.
I have to say, I use a tremendous amount of things I did when teaching here. Oh, look at Phyllis's color-coded ones. That's so good.
Well, I have so many of them, but I don't use them, so I'm going to be using them now.
Awesome. That's great. That's great.
I like that too, the thing you just said about that little cheat sheet that we have that comes in the kit with the ring on it. And when you're kind of referring to that and staying on track, making sure you're hitting all the right points, it really does give that person sitting across the room the idea that I can do this. You know, I always tell them, I don't have to remember everything. In fact, I'm going to remember everything. And that's why I have these notes, so I can stay on track. And they like that. And I've had people say that to me. Wow, you made that look so easy because you were reading.
Mm-hmm.
You had your notes. That was cool. So, yeah.
Right, because there's a big difference between glancing down and staying on track and saying, this is the imagined necklace. Da, 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 da. Like, I trust that none of you will do that. But, you know, that's what you imagine that it is, and it's not that. It's just a glance down, making sure you're saying what you want to say. And it's okay to make a couple of extra, because sometimes I'll do a show and be like, wow, tonight I did not talk about the, you know, fill in the blank. And it might have been something that was the star of the night before show. But something, you know, you also kind of have to go by what they're asking for. You know, my show is generally circulated around what pieces the people that came in are wearing. So if no one comes in with a top that would look good with the, let's say, olive necklace, it might not get shown at a show. Meanwhile, the show before, 3 people came in with a white top, and it was the star of the show. And that's okay. That's how we make things not be on back order, by not showing the exact same items at every single show. Any other thoughts or questions?
Well, Michelle, this training is great. Every training is great. And I'm wiping the slate because I'm one of those old ones. And, you know, the past is the past. Ooh, lightning. So anyway, so now it's a new day just with technology. We don't have 8 tracks anymore. We don't even have floppies.
That's right.
So therefore, I'm wiping the slate clean and I'm starting new. I'm fresh.
All right. Love it. Love it. That's great.
And, oh, this is awesome. And with the videos were good. You know, I had some things that come up, you know, in my life, but I got out there and I was like, oh, I was surprised. I'm like, okay, it's not as bad as I anticipated.
That's right. That's right. People love just getting out there and seeing the jewelry. It's not nearly as scary as you think. It's fun, it's easy, and no one's out to get you. You know, you kind of have this feeling like, oh, I don't know what it's made of, or I don't know what I'm going to say for this. It's probably not even going to come up. Most people just decide if they like it with their eyes. That's it. They don't need that. They don't act like it's the Inquisition. They really don't. Good. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming on. I hope that you will all take the time to really work on this, because when you come on this hour, you're helping yourself. But when you do the follow-up activity between now and the next week, that's when you really help yourself, by making some changes, by implementing them. And if you don't have a show, then guess what? You're going to practice it with your customers on a Facebook Live this week. So you're going to talk about some new pieces and some existing pieces, and you're going to show them in a new way. Because I show sometimes the same piece 3, 4, 5 times on Facebook Lives week to week, because not everybody's on it at the same time. Not everybody caught it from the beginning. I'm wearing a different shirt. It looks different this time. So don't think, oh, I just showed that to them. So what? Show it again. McDonald's shows us the same choices every time, and we still go back. We know what's there. We act like we don't even know, right? You go up, what should I have? As though there's something different. And then we're afraid to show people the same piece of jewelry 2 parties in a row. No. I had somebody come up to me 4 years into my business, hold up a rose gold chic necklace and say, "Oh, this is new." Literally, it came in my kit 4 years before and came to every single show with me. And guess what I said? Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
If it's new to her, what am I going to argue? What, make her feel stupid? Right? And say, what are you talking about? That's been in every show. Now I made her feel dumb. Yes, that is new, and you should try it on. That looks beautiful. So have fun making some adjustments to your show, working in all of these things. And I would love to see, if you make up some new phrases, like post them in the group, because if you write up some new phrases, then that's a phrase somebody else doesn't have to write. Maybe we can kind of craft a nice long thread with some new phrases in it, or you can even do a picture of a piece and write underneath it, because not even everybody has the same jewelry. So I think we can probably help each other out a lot with some, and not just as it relates to the jewelry, booking seeds, recruiting seeds, all of that. And we can help each other out. So have a great rest of your night, everybody.
Can I ask a quick
Thank
question, Michelle, before you sign off?
Sure.